Hey everybody. Feeling emotional today. I really do feel for the families, the people who've lost their lives. And a lot of downloading in my mind. Put my head to a little work. But anyways, I talked about that Black Hawk this morning. And, I saw the president come along and yeah, so he makes me a bit furious, really, in a sense. You got, he comes on here. I already gave the obvious. I'll cover it just briefly. We know the control tower warned this, because it's going to go down in history. It's going to go down in history that the U.S. military took down a passenger plane. The only question, accident or on purpose, So, because everything else they're spinning and blaming just, let's see how Trump put it. The whole reason he blamed, it'll come to me. Yeah, he blamed this on he made it political, sadly. I know I'm doing that too, but hey, I'm just an individual. And I might be crazy. I might be crazy. Yeah, I might be crazy. Probably. But I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so special about that day. Even my emotions had an echo and so much space. Does that make me crazy? Yeah. Can't remember his word now. I had it, but it's either he blamed logical reasoning, or something, just common sense. He said because of common sense, he blamed Obama's policies because he was blaming the control tower, which proved that they did all they could do. You don't know if there's an insider there because the flight path got changed. It's coming in lined up for the main, most popular strip. Just before, could you swing out? And that's common. I'm not saying there's an issue there. I speak in concepts. This kind of crap keeps up. I'll lay out they want to lay out lies. I'll lay out lots of concepts. They're just as dangerous because here in the human conditioning, when they hear something, people don't know how to process it of what's true or not. And you guys know that all too well, don't you? We know it ain't the pilot. He was hitting the strip. Can't do nothing different than that. You got to land when he was hit that spot. As he should. Helicopter can stop, as I brought out earlier. It can turn, it can go up or down. And it didn't look like it swerved, it just beelined straight for it. There's a lot of glass in the front of helicopters, a few blind spots, but anyways, it's other people's problems, so to speak, but then again, I'm just an individual living in this country, trying to have eyes wide open and using logic and reason. So, I don't even want to say it. It's not our president to me. But this president, using manipulation, making something like this a political thing, which might have been the intent all along, just saying. The headlines we'll have to read when it comes to its conclusion is that the U.S. military equipment, helicopter, took out a passenger airline. Rest will be followed after investigations, whether it was on purpose or not. Truth may or may not be shown or known. Depends on, when you think of the Trump clones that are trying to get approved and have already been approved, really, people need to think and think hard about what's going on. And and if you got a bunch of questions, why would you say that? What you say? I'd ask me somehow. Ask me, and I'll start laying out concepts. Keep up this crap against other Americans and our, everything's. This is suspect. So what does the suspectual new administration that vows to tear everything down pick up right where he left off in January 6th or something? So maybe this sounds tough. Oh, you can't. Just an individual. And I might be crazy. Yeah, I might be crazy. Possibly. No.
Tennessee, you're a pilot.
My TV turned on all by itself. It's kind of weird.
So far, we have learned from officials. What questions do you have about what happened here last night?
That's weird. I'm gonna go stop it.
Countless times, I've never seen an approach. So, there's still like myself, we're asking questions, and right now they're still in the recovery process. But I have very high confidence that, with the investigation, that stuff.
That was a little freaky. It couldn't even pause either, so. It could be that I paused it too long, because I did have it paused. And maybe after so long, I decided I'm going to start. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. No, it's gaslighting and diversions when let's plant all these other ideas out there. Let's everybody admit it's crowded air. There's an air problem, and it sounds like there's disabled and mentally ill people running all the airports now, and it's definitely the diversity and equality and things. These divisions that are the problem, and policies. Everybody but him. Anybody but him is who he's going to blame for about everything. Now, on the flip side, all the clones could eventually blame him, and they'd be right, but then they're admitting they ain't got the balls to be an individual on their own, and unless they really, really agree with everything he is doing, then history's in the making. History's in the making. And there's two sides of every coin, cut from the very same mill. Two sides of every coin, and yes, we're cut from the very same mill. All kind of ways to slice and dice and use that analogy. We're in America, and there should be one kind of Americans, not two. Not those who hate, and those who actually want to make it better for all people in spite of the differences. And some want to drag us backward in time. And let's have wrath. Let's have judgment and wrath based on us. And chaos. Dependency, so they'll depend on me to fix things for them. No, we don't need that. you know. And hopefully the majority of all the rubber stamp clones across the country could start to, it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Can you see what's going down? I hit that note in my mind. Anyhow. Cash Patel is going through his questions. Barely got to see some of it. Of course, they're splitting the news and don't need to see much of it to see the same things happening. Can't answer yes and no. So they're bought and sold, just a shell to the clone to Trump. Can't you see? Can't you see what your power does to thee? Had to switch to Old English just to rhyme, but I'll go there. Yeah. It's crazy. No concepts are dangerous. So are lies. They know that, and that's why they spread. No, you're running around in devil energy, Mr. Trump, and your clones. Running around in devil energy, not making it better for this country. It seems you're making it worse. And obviously, with all the plans, been saying it. It's not new to me, but we're all not going to bow down and make this Trump nation somehow for you. You can try to gaslight, but to me it just puts the smile on my face as I can recognize for what it is. So again, if you see my first video, if you need a review on, but I did say 16 seconds. I heard later it's 13. I heard 16 and thought that was the pause time, but so I added a few seconds for the initial message I heard. So either way, if there were 13 silent seconds between getting warned to after they admit they see it, if the communication comes from the proper location, and you just don't know. We're in a technological world. Things can fly by themselves nowadays, Anyhow, the facts have to narrow down with, how did you put it again? Oh yeah, common sense. That pilot did just what he was told to do. He had to hit that short runway, The tower people, no matter how much he wants to blame diversity on this, they did, the commands got sounded out right, as long as the recordings we're hearing are right. I believe they are. And the actions of something as free as a bird to beeline right into that. This so rarely ever happens in midair. Yeah. A piece of military equipment took down a domestic airline. Bottom line. Bottom line. Bottom line. It's just, surely it's an accident, right? Don't know. We're in an administration that gaslights us and lies to us and campaigned on lies and He's going to rule with lies. Why would you think it's different? Is this what we want as America? We want to be ruled and dominated over by a liar who feels entitled to something, like he's great and deserves something. Anyhow, just my feelings. I'm one individual. Though I lived as a witness and tried to stay neutral down deep, I probably never could stay so neutral, but I felt like I did. I tried. But once that's gone, I care about the country I live in. I understand its history. I look back, studied back, looked back, inner knowing, common sense. Common sense, Mr. President. And I think more people in America have it than you think. So when you gaslight us, most just trust you because they think nobody would be that devil-like. Surprise. Somebody's knocking. Should I let him in? Lord, it's the devil. Would you look at him? Yeah, it fits my description too. I've heard about him, but I never dreamed he'd have blue eyes and blue jeans. Your place and my place. No. I hope more in the country wake up to serious stuff going on and don't stick to their old retweet like a parrot whatever they heard from one side or something. It's really time to draw to your basics and say, look, let me have a reset here. Got everything I've got. You have either what you got your job, you're what you're not, you got whatever's surviving now, you still have. Take a reset. Don't take what the next guy up that you always listen to who told you what Trump said. That's my advice. I'm just an individual. If you were to my face, I'd say the same thing. So, and I don't mean like that. I don't mean to say that like that, to say that, oh, yeah, I'm confrontational, I want to fight. Though I will if it's what happens to happen. I will defend myself all the way to put you to death if I had to. All the way to bliss. That's what's inside of every person. But when you roll in that devil energy and you don't mind the deaths of others, the hardships of others, the shit you cause for others, because you feel like you're untouchable. So we don't need gaslighted, we don't need messed with, you don't have to create world chaos and drama. We did all this. Because we do see it. We see you and we see all of your clones. That's how I feel. I'm just one individual. And I only know what I know. Only know what I know. Only know what we know. Yeah, this we all should know. Concepts are concepts. Speculation is speculation. What you know is less than you ever imagined sometimes. But what you can conclude with common sense is sometimes the people say, and it was just common sense, after they hoped you bought what they just tried to sell you. You know. Anyhow, enough of all that. Maybe better things will lie ahead. I don't know what we'll do after to help this chapter or get out of it, but I mean, more clones are trying to join the club who can't go but a sentence or two down without showing that they got a lie or something. This is where we're at. This is what they must recognize as well. or they're going to keep committing crimes against American people. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Yeah, with you. Wish you Yaldabaoth lovers would just take Christ's advice and Lucifer's advice. He's a light bringer. Even though it's archetypes, none of that stuff exists. It's all in your head, technically. I remember when. I remember when I lost my mind. Yeah. There's something so special about that day. Anyways, hope you have a good day. Think about what I said. If you're a Trump rubber stamp, I hope you can take it to heart and do some thinking, because history's getting written. It ain't going to the facts aren't going to be lost. There's a lot of people writing, talking. You can't. One other little warning hit my head with this administration and their agendas of retribution, and anybody that says something bad about them, One of them, she was asking people to, saying they want more media coverage. They're going to let, those who do something like this, YouTubers and podcasters and stuff, be a part of it and come to Washington. Now, part of that is probably true. So if you join that and you want to be a part of that, a couple things, remember that history is getting documented. Not to mention, you're sending them a giant list of who you are, that YouTube and your information. Just a thought. So think hard before you do that. Make sure you're a Trump stamp, or if not, I wouldn't send them your information. That's just my suggestion. Just an individual. Yeah. Well, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.